Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome back, guys. Can you guys hear me? Let me know. Just need to change right here.
There we go. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. I got a new microphone, so it should sound a little bit better. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to the stream, guys. Yeah, let's get straight into it. Before I jump into anything now, we have to see about Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin right now is looking a little bit like it wants to dump, right? So basically, if we look at Bitcoin on the daily time frame, we first want to see what happened on the week, right? So this is something to watch out for, because if we look at, there we go. If we look at this, right? Remember, this is the important month, right? And we close in positive. So if you look over here, every single time we close in positive, look at the run up that we have within October, November. So we have a 14 to 33% run up potentially, and even last year it pumped like 28%. So I don't know. Right now it's looking a little bit juicy. The market's looking really good. And also, if we have a look at the chart right now for Bitcoin, I mean, the weekly candle closed perfectly above that level. Okay, so what do we have to realize now for the lower time frames? Because if you look at all the other time frames, it is looking quite bullish, but we do have to acknowledge that there is this upward trend over here, right? So if we look at the chart right now, it's bullish right now until we actually break trend, right? So if price breaks this trend today, then I'll probably look at some sells for the next couple of days. But essentially, these are our key levels here. Okay, these are our key levels. So I'm expecting to see if we can break this trend line today. What I'd want to see for the potential for the week, we could look at some sells back like this, right? Because we are currently retesting this massive bullish trend, right? So we have to hold this level in order for this to continue to upside. So if this doesn't hold this level today, then I do think there's a possibility of Bitcoin actually coming down. Okay, it's Money Monday. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. How's it, guys? Yeah, so for the day, like I am quite bullish, but there's a few coins that we just have to watch out for. So like you can see for Bitcoin, it's looking a little bit weak here, which is something to watch out for. If we start breaking this trend line here, I will be looking to short. But for now, not really interested in shorting. But yeah, let me know what. Good morning, chat. Yeah, how's it going? How's it going, guys? Let me know what coins you guys want to look at. But yeah, I will be looking at Bitcoin potential sells there. We have to look at the key metrics for the day, right? And the first thing is obviously, this was a September close. We closed really bullish in September. And then also we have to look at what's happening with liquidity. So we have 64K and 63,800. Those are the two levels of liquidity. And then we have a little bit higher up around about 65K. So for the day, you can see that, so for the day, what we can see is basically we want to be trading somewhere in between Bitcoin at around about 64K to 65K. So liquidity is sitting a little bit above it, but there's also liquidity below us, but there's actually more above us. So yeah, well, what I'm going to be waiting for is definitely a break of this massive resistance, right? This resistance has been holding for so long, the 64,500 zone, right? I don't know what happened, but it seems like it changed to the side. So my numbers are actually changed to the left. Yeah, so I'm looking at some sells. Obviously, if we can break. Yeah, SWE actually cooked. So yeah, I was actually looking at that yesterday. It was crazy because I remember I jumped in. If you guys remember last week, we were looking at that push, right? So if we have a look at SWE, it pretty much came back down to the zone like the whole time. So it's up like 12% from that level. Looking really decent if you look at SWE on the weekly. So if we look at SWE on the weekly, we do obviously have to keep this in mind that we have massive resistances sitting over here, weekly resistances, but on the daily time frame, looking decent. So let's see if we can tap into like this level here for SWE 1.91. I'll probably look to sell SWE at that level. I'll probably look to sell SWE at this level because if you look at the weekly, this is quite a top out level, right? and it's pretty much all-time high. So I will be looking to sell SWE at that level, depending on how like it reacts. But yeah, let's see, because this thing's just been bullish. Like, let's look at this on the daily time frame. Like, this thing has just been pumping since September the 2nd. This thing just pumped like pretty much the whole time. So like, if we actually look at this from the lows, we can see that it's pumped like 140% within like a month, which is crazy. Okay, so that's that for SWE. What else we got? I was looking at Floki, guys. This was my prediction from yesterday. So Floki tapped into that bar zone that I'm expecting, because basically I'll look at SLP as well. Oh, what SWE will be unlocking around 2% of its supply in around about 24 hours. Yeah, so let's see what happens there. Normally when we see unlocks, we do see a bit of selling pressure as well. So we'll see what happens there. Pipe bull flag, I'll have a look at that. But yeah, it looks like for Floki, guys, looks decent at this price. Like, I would be looking to long at this level. So we'll see what happens here. We already tapped the zone. This was last night actually, so I didn't put a limit order, but I was looking at this trade. Basically, just pretty much hit and then bounced. We'll see if we can obviously hold this level. I want to see if we can maybe come back down today. We create like a double bottom at this level, and then we look for longs back up to the upside. Okay, so I will be looking at a potential long for Floki for the day, but we'll see. I do think that we could potentially come down. Yeah, let's see. But enough of Floki. We're gonna put an alert there. Let's have a look here. Add an alert. All right. What else do we have? We've got audio. Cardano. Yeah, I got stopped out on Cardano yesterday. I was longing Cardano yesterday. Got stopped out on this one. Looked like it wants to dump a little bit more. It's weird. Yesterday was last night was some weird price action, to be fair. But yeah, I'm trying to look for some setups. That SWE trade we took last week was beautiful. If you guys were here last week, we took a trade for Shiba at around about this level. And then it formed a double top and looking like it wants to come back down. So Shiba, to be honest with you, if we look at Shiba on the daily time frame, the next key level is going to be at these lows here, around about here. So some coins, STPT for me, I'm holding a long position already. Yeah, well, some coins are looking relatively good, but I think retracements are needed, right? I think this is going to be a week of retracement. So let's first look at Pipe for the flag. This one is probably Gate. Actually, Gate will be a better one. Yeah, this is looking sick. This is looking good. So yeah, I mean, it's quite a simple trade, basically. Very, very simple setup. Something like this, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, but this is the idea, right? So looking to target pretty much. I mean, this would be quite a big push, right? So you're looking to target like these areas to the top over here, around about over here. Okay. So if this can break out, Pipe looks good. Like, what is that increase if we took it from this low? I mean, you're looking at 36% increase here. So what I'll wait for is I'll probably just wait for price to close above that level, and then you look for longs. But right now, just chill out, because this can still come back down to these lows. So essentially, what you want to be doing is you want to wait for a break of this high over here, or you wait for price to come back down to this low, and we have a level sitting over here as well, which would be beautiful to take a long at. So this is something that I would probably wait for. I would probably wait for price to come down to the lower end, and then look for a long at this level here. Okay, looking at a 51% move. So this is something that could play out. So I'll let you know if this works. I'll add an alert there, just so we have it. Yeah, it looks good though. Pepe looks good. Pepe, I don't know how you say it. Check on Massa. Sorry, I didn't check your early replies, guys. Massa, SEI as well. Let's have a look at SEI, because SEI kind of rips as well. But I don't know. I haven't really looked at it in a while. This was that one trade that we were looking at last week or something, or like a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, look at that. Actually crazy. This thing ripped, eh? Okay. I mean, if we look at this on the weekly, let's have a look at the weekly. So it's quite evident that, I mean, this thing's looking really, really good. Looking really, really good. We have to take acknowledge that we are coming into quite a strong level right now. So if we look at the daily, we have this level sitting at around about, yeah, you can see how perfectly it bounced with that zone. So expect a small retracement here for SWI, SEI. So what I'm expecting is a potential retracement for this coin. So we're pretty much at the daily and weekly highs. We haven't really retraced that hard. So I would be looking to look for some sells for the week. We have these key levels. We have this one at the top. This is our daily high. This is our mid range, and then we have this level here. You can see once we broke through this level, we just pumped really hard. Yeah, it looks good. So, but for me to take a trade, yeah, I just don't really see much happening now. I think we just have to wait for daily candle to close. If it closes like this, I will be looking to sell. Okay. So SWI looks decent. I mean, it's kind of really pumped. Can't really do anything for there. If we look at Solana, let's have a look at Solana, because Solana tapped that 160 zone again last week, right? So that's important. So if we have a look at this, I remember last week we were looking at longs for Solana. It kind of ripped really hard, really quickly. But yeah, it's just looking like Solana is just ranging at the minute. So it's, whenever we tap this level, we look for buys. Whenever we tap this level at like 163, 161, we look for sells, because it's kind of just stuck in this range. It's similar to what Bitcoin is doing right now. Bitcoin is also just ranging, right, to be fair. So if we actually look at this for Solana, let's have a look on the 4-hour time frame. So we pretty much we've topped out here, okay? We have quite a strong level here. I'll show you on the 1 hour, look a little bit better. Yeah, so have a look at this. We have quite a strong support sitting like this, okay? So this is going to be a beautiful setup. So what I'll wait for is, okay, have a look at this. We have some highs over here. Yeah, this is the TP zone. Because I think that we could come down, guys, for maybe within Monday this week. Because remember, we had a beautiful monthly close, but Mondays normally give us fake outs. So potentially we could be looking to sell the Monday and then buy up the retracement on Tuesday to Friday. Because if we are bullish, Mondays normally bring false moves. Okay, so if we bullish on the Monday, if we bullish on the Sunday, like the weekly close, the Monday will normally give us retracement, and then you can buy up the dips throughout the weekdays. Okay, so I'll be looking to sell Solana back down to around about 147, and then looking to buy it back up there. Okay, so just because I'm looking for shorts, it doesn't mean I'm bearish. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm bearish. It's just I'm just looking for potential trades that we can trade for the day, right? Because I do think that we are bullish with Solana, but the problem is, if you just look at Solana, it's just ranging, right? So if we in a range, we neither bullish nor bearish, right? We are stuck in a range. So you can play that to that advantage, right? So for Solana, it's just quite easy. We'll look for some sells if we can break this level here. It's a very strong level. We can see whenever we tap into this high, and the support over here, we see a reaction, right? So we see a reaction. So once we start to break this level over here, then yeah, cool. We can look for sells. Okay. So that's for Solana. Solana looking decent. Solana's looking decent. So this is something that I'll probably wait for. We'll wait for that. Okay. So make sure you guys if you guys are new to my channel, make sure you like and subscribe, because we also have a Telegram group where we will be posting all these setups, and everything is free. Everything's free. You just have to check it out. So yeah, please check out STP. I will now. I'm just gonna put an alert here, because I think Solana could dump quite nicely today. So let's see if we can break that trend. Because remember, guys, Bitcoin's sitting at the same level, right? Remember, this is looking at for Bitcoin today. If you guys did miss the beginning, this is what we're looking at for Bitcoin. We're looking at a potential sell. potentially. Yeah, so let's see if we can get that. So STPT, let's have a look at that. STPT, let's bring that up. All right, so if we look at STPP, sorry, I'm saying that wrong. Yeah, I mean this looks average, right? It doesn't look great, because if we look at the daily time frame, we've pretty much topped out over here. Like if you look to the right over here, this is a very, very strong resistance. It's looking like a very top out level. So what I'd probably look at, for me to take a long for this coin, I'd have to wait for price to close above. Yeah, so I'd have to wait for price to close above this level. I just don't see. It looks a little bit like it's going to dump, to be fair. So what I'd look, if you guys are long on this coin, or if you did take a long for this coin, I'd probably wait for price to see how it reacts, like over here. If we lose that level, then it's going to dump quite hard. So just be careful on this one. I wouldn't really take longs. I'd only take longs for this coin if we can break above these recent highs. Look how strong this level is, guys. You don't really want to be longing into a zone like this. Okay. So yeah. Dylan, check out moon phases on TradingView. The market reacts nicely to that. Yeah, I know a little bit about moon phases, but nothing crazy. I don't know if it's this one. Yeah, I'm not too, like, I know when it's a full moon, then something happens, but are we coming? Yeah, I think we're coming to an end, right? To a phase. Let me know. Not too, don't really look at it that much. Okay, so let's have a look at Massa. Massa. SLP as well. Let me go over Massa quickly, because Massa was the first one, and I completely went straight over it. Let's have a look at Massa. Massa looks good. Look at the daily. Let's have a look at the weekly quickly. So let's chart out the higher time frame. So yeah, I mean, this just looks like it's just wants to rip. I'm not really sure what this is, but what I'm going to do is just mark out the daily high and the daily low. If we look at so that's a weekly, okay, so that's fine. So what I want to look at now is, if we look at the daily time frame, we can see that, okay, we're coming into quite a strong level right over here, right? There's going to be a lot of people trying to sell the market at this zone. But if we can break through this level today for Massa, I think this thing's going to pump. Because the next key level, if we have a look at this, is literally these highs, right? So it's literally these highs. So as long as we stay below here, this thing is probably just going to consolidate. But if Massa starts to pump and closes above here on the daily time frame, I'd probably look to take a long. New moon dump Tuesday, Wednesdays this week. We have a new moon around 3rd of October. This will normally bearish. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That kind of goes with what I was saying, right? Basically, Bitcoin. If we go back to Bitcoin, let's run through it again. But if we go back to Bitcoin, guys, Bitcoin is currently about to break this massive upward sloping trend line. Okay, and if we break this trend line, I do think it's possible that we can come a little below, right? And where will the targets be? We take the fib from the lows to the highs. We have some targets sitting at around about here. Okay, so if we break this trend this week, I'm looking to sell Bitcoin back down to these levels, right? I won't, we're looking potentially back up to a 57K. That could be a retracement, which is still bullish, right? This is still going to be a bullish structure. As long as we stay above here. If we start losing this, and then we can start thinking about lower prices. But if Bitcoin does break this trend line today, I will be taking a sell. I will be taking a sell for Bitcoin. Okay, so it's going to be important to see how this 4-hour candle closes. It kind of just opened, which is a little bit annoying. But if you look at the 1 hour, I mean, we could even potentially look at this, right? We could wait for the next 1 hour close. It's looking really dumpy. Okay, so I'll be focusing mainly on sells for today. So while we keep Bitcoin there, let's actually change. When you go over some charts, guys, when you look for some setups. So let me just give me like a couple minutes here. I want to run through some trades that we can take for the day. So what I like to do is when I first come on to on a Monday, I want to look at the crypto bubbles. Okay, we can see what's happening here. That some coins are pumping, some coins are dumping, a bit of a mixed bag, right? So essentially, I'm going to be looking at, because I'm potentially looking at a dump, right? I'm looking, like in my head, I'm looking at a dump. I want to be looking at the coins that are a little bit overextended. So you can see that we have Render we can't trade, but let's have a look at Audi. That's a good one. I think someone said Audi. We looked at SWI as well, SEI. Okay, and XRP. I think XRP is going to pump hard soon. There is, but anyway, okay. So I want to look at. Let's look at Audi. Let's look at TIA, and let's look at WIF as well. Okay, let's look at Audi first though. So because Bitcoin's looking like a little bit weak, guys, it's not looking great. And we've highlighted the levels that we know Bitcoin can come down today, a little bit earlier in the live stream. So there's potential of coming and hitting these zones at 64K to 63K today. Very, very high possibility. Okay, so it's looking like we're probably going to come down today. So in my head, I'm going to be looking at sells, which is why I want to be looking at the coins that are a little bit overextended throughout the week. Right. Okay. So let's look at Audi, for example, because Audi is a little bit overextended. And yeah. All right. So if we look at Audi on, let me just check this out on the daily. So if we look at Audi on the daily time frame, I mean, it's very, very obvious, guys. It's crazy, like when you're trading, like you start to see all of this after it happens. But like taking sells in a level like this is quite a simple setup, because you add pretty much a multi-month resistance / support. You can see how we respected this level here on the daily time frame, multiple days, right? And that's exactly where we're sitting at right now. We're pretty much sitting at a zone where we can potentially look for some sells. Okay, so yeah, so on the 4 hour time frame, we can see that it's looking a little bit toppy as well. Even on the 1 hour, it's creating like a bit of a bull flag in a way, nothing crazy, but essentially, it's creating a bit of a trend line at the top here. But we obviously have to keep this in mind, that we have this level sitting over here. Okay, so this is something for Audi right now, where we in pretty much a bit of a pattern right over here. So essentially, for Audi, what I want to see happen is, I want to see a break of the support over here, because we currently a little bit bearish on the beginning of the week. Obviously, like, I'm bullish, guys. I'm not saying that I'm bearish, but I'm just saying for like trading, we bearish for trading for the day. So we'll be looking at a bit of shorts and then longs a little bit later on, something like that. So for Audi, I mean, I think what's going to happen for the day is we're probably just going to come back down, potentially retest this and come back down here, and then look for something like this. This could be the scenario where we come back up, create like a triple bottom here, and then look for a long at this level, and then pump back up to this zone. So for me today, I'm looking to actually take a long from the support today, right? Back up to potentially these highs. So the similar setup that we took for Aave last week, very, very similar setup, where we're looking at a potential triple bottom here or something like that, where we can take advantage of this retracement. So something like this, where price is getting respected multiple times, but we need price to obviously come back down and retest these lows again. Once we retest those lows, then we have the opportunity to take those longs. All right. So that's going to be for Audi. This is something that looks really, really clean. I'm thinking about taking a sell straight to that zone, but what is the risk to reward for this? Yeah, it's not great. You're looking at pretty much 1-to-1. So yeah, because the thing is, I'd rather wait for this, because right now, we could either just pump or dump. So you'd wait for price to tap into these lows. It's very, very strong bounce zone over here. So the possibility of us actually bouncing from that zone a little bit later on, it's probably a lot more probable than us breaking straight through, depending on obviously if Bitcoin does hold here. But I mean, yeah, Bitcoin looks like it wants to dump. All right. So that is for Ori. Let's have a look at Near. Yeah, that's sorry, I only saw your comment right now. But if we look at Near on the weekly, I mean, Near is just looking so bullish. Yeah, very, very obvious levels that we got over here for Near. I mean, this is definitely a buy zone. Like, look how strong that level is. Okay, so for Near, like, I'm definitely going to open up a massive long at this level here. Looking at, yeah, like this will be such a clean setup. So Near is just looking really, really bullish on multiple time frames. If we look at the weekly, we know that this is pretty much your weekly high over here. So every time we tap into this zone, we do normally see a reaction. Then if you go down to the daily, you can see why it's at that level. If you look to the left, you can see over here, every time we tap this zone over here, we do get quite a strong reaction, like multiple months and days in a row. Right, so this is going to be the level that you should be looking at to long Near at. So yeah, Near is looking a little bit like it wants to dump, a little bit of top, like it wants to top out. So you know this is something that I would not want to miss for a trade for Near. But for me to take a trade now, you know, not quite yet, not quite yet. But I see what you're saying. I see what you're looking at. Yeah, I'll probably just wait for a break of these levels. Yeah, I'll probably just wait for a break of these levels. Yeah, I'm potentially looking at a sell and then a buy a little bit later on. So something like this where I can take a sell. Yeah, this looks clean. So I'll be looking to sell Near back down to 4.9 and then take a massive long at 4.9, something like this. So this is going to be the setup for Near today. Like I said, guys, I'm probably going to take some sells and then take some longs a little bit later on, because that's what the market's looking like. I mean, it's not looking like I just want to take longs all day long. I want to be looking to take some sells and then take some longs a little bit later on as well. So for Audi, same thing, right? I'm potentially looking to take a long a little bit later on, but just not right now, right? So that's the same thing with Near, and then obviously Solana was the other one, right? So yeah, what other charts you guys looking at? It looks like the market's a little bit stale right now. Not really much happening, to be fair. Not really much happening. Yeah, XRP looks good though. XRP looks really, really good. I think XRP broke out, right? Yeah, it broke that massive. Yeah, this is crazy. I think XRP is gonna pump hard, guys. So just watch out for XRP. I think it's gonna be one of those coins that's gonna pump like 100 to 200% within the next couple of days, because there's a massive thing happening on the 5th of October for XRP where with their whole lawsuit case. So just check it out. So just be ready for a massive pump for XRP. So yeah. What is this? What is this? Oh, this is sweet. Floki. Yeah, so for Floki as well, guys, remember it's the same setup, same exact thing. For Floki, you want to be longing at these levels here. Also, Litecoin. Let me go over Litecoin quickly because there was a setup I was waiting for. So there's a lot of setups I'm looking at just right now. It's just nothing really printing, but it's important to put your alerts in on your chart. Okay, so Litecoin, guys, Litecoin. Let's redraw this. I mean, it's looking like I haven't. There's too many things happening here. So have a look at Litecoin. Litecoin's looking really, really good. So if we look at Litecoin on the daily time frame, it's quite obvious that we pretty much holding this level right over here. Okay, so if we look at the 4 hour right now, we can actually just make it a little bit cleaner here. But essentially, this is what we have for Litecoin right now. Okay, we are currently trading in quite a nice uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simple. If we look at the daily, let's go back because we want to acknowledge where these levels are sitting, right? So we have beautiful zones sitting around about this level here. at around about this level right over here. So we have pretty much this zone for Litecoin is going to be the buy zone, right? So it is going to be the buy zone. So what I would be looking at is a potential fake down. So we get a little bit of a dump to this zone. And yeah, we take some longs in this area. We take some longs within this area. But for now, I just don't really see anything. Obviously it's looking like most coins looking like they wanna come down. We broke this pretty much. If you look at the lower time frame, we broke this level over here. And yeah, it's just looking like it wants to top out. You can see over here, this was a bit of a zone. So I'd probably just wait, guys. I don't want to jump into anything right now. Obviously, like I do think the market's gonna dump, but we have to wait for the setups to come to us, right? So I'm gonna put an alert here for Litecoin. We'll look for a long a little bit later on. Same thing with NEAR, right? But I think NEAR is gonna be a good short setup as well. Okay, so this is the setup for NEAR, where we take shorts and then we're gonna look for long. So 6% short and then like a 27% long. So we can see. Manta. Can you check Aave? I'm long from 165. Sure. Oh. Yeah, I remember I went long here at we went long last week. I think I ended up taking some profit like here, and then I got stopped out of break even. But yeah, it's not looking great, to be fair. So remember there was 2 options last week for Aave, and yeah, it's looking like it wants to top out. It looks like it's topped out. So if we look at Aave, if we look at the weekly time frame quickly, just quickly. So if we look at Aave on the weekly, we can see that, I mean, this is the level, this 176 zone. It's one of the strongest levels, guys, for Aave, and pretty much instantly we reacted from it, right? We came down. Then on the daily time frame, you can see that, oh, what happened there? Yeah, you can see what happened here is that we tapped into that zone. Every time we tapped into that level, we get rejected. So now what we have to do is we have to look at the daily and look at like new key levels, right? So we have these levels right over here, which is a very, very strong level for Aave, which will probably be my buy zone. Whenever we tap into the zone, we should see a reaction. You can see over time, right, on the daily, you can see we kind of just chilled in the zone for so long, and then we broke it, came back up, retested, and then came back down, then broke it, came back down, retested. So this is going to be the level that I'd be looking to long Aave, right? I think right now, being long on Aave, let's have a look at the lower time frames, but this is going to be my buy zone for Aave. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, I mean, it's looking a little bit, yeah, it doesn't look great. Doesn't look great because essentially, we've broken key levels, right? We've broken the support over here, which was the support that we were obviously needed to hold. So for you today, I think what you have to watch out for is this level here. Okay. If we start breaking this support over here, then I would probably look to exit that trade. But if we hold the support here, this thing can definitely pump. But yeah, just be careful of this level here around about 157. If we start breaking 157, I do think that we're going to dump to like 138. So yeah, let's see what happens. But yeah, it's broken this support over here, which is not a good thing. So potentially what needs to happen is basically if we can come back up here and then close above this level, we can look for that push back up to 177. Or it comes back up here, comes down like this, something like this. There's a couple scenarios. So just watch out for this. Okay, so someone asked for Manta, and then we'll go over people as well. I remember when I was charting Manta, it was like up here. Okay, so let's have a look at Manta. So basically for Manta, let's have a look at the weekly. So what happened? I haven't looked at this coin in so long, so just give me one minute. So if we look at Manta on the weekly, I mean, it's quite obvious that we have these highs over here. So what we'll do is we'll label this right over here. So this is going to be our weekly high, sitting at like 1.051. So there's a possibility for something that, just by looking at this, there's a possibility of price coming, at least tapping into the zone, getting reaction like that. So we know that, okay, we have closed above weekly highs, and we've also closed above this weekly level over here, okay? So the game plan for Manta is going to be quite simple. We are now back in a range, right? So whereas before we were outside of the range, but now we're starting to be back inside of this range over here. So when something like this happens for a coin, there's only one thing that you can do here is look for a long at this level over here. So something like this. I don't know why the stop loss is so big. What is happening? Oh my god, 97% stop loss. Okay. But yeah, basically, this is what I'll be looking at for Manta. It's quite a simple setup. So on the weekly time frame, I'd probably wait for that retracement. You're looking at around about 0.826, around about there. Okay, so I'm going to add an alert for a little bit higher, like 0.84. Wait for that retracement, guys. Looks good. I would wait for this. I mean, you can see whenever we trade within this zone, we tend to kind of just react, right? We tend to react to this level over here, and then we tend to react to this level over here. So as long as we stay above this level here, taking longs back up to this level is definitely going to be the play. Okay, so Manta looks good, but just wait for the retracements. What else? We've got people. Yeah, I think people. Let me just quickly check the setups that we're looking at. Yeah, so Litecoin, still need to wait for that. Near, still need to wait for that. Already waiting for that. And Bitcoin getting smacked. I kind of want to look at this short quickly. Just give me 1 second here, guys. Bitcoin looking good. Looking to short this today, guys. I am looking to short Bitcoin today. Obviously, you guys are probably like, "Oh my god, he's shorting in a bullish market," but the market's gonna break. It's breaking trend right now, and if we break this level today, we are most probably gonna come back down and test this level here, like 62k, 62,200. We break that, then we do have lows. So just be careful. If we break this trend today, guys, I will be looking to sell for Bitcoin. So we got 20 minutes here, 20 minutes, and this is going to be quite a simple setup. Stop loss just going to be, I'll probably put it above here. And yeah, we'll be looking at quite a big move for Bitcoin. But yeah, let's see what happens. Because a lot of coins are like even Audi, like similar setup, right? Where we expect a dump first, right? And then we take the longs later on. So that's what I'm trying to. Why is your voice a little different? Yeah. I think it's from the I swallowed something weird. My voice, yeah. It's when I speak for long, sometimes my mouth gets dry. It's a bit strange. So yeah, basically what I'm looking at is a sell for Bitcoin, yeah. Yeah, Lunar Classic, I checked that as well. And also FTT. That was crazy. Wait, no, not Lunar Classic. Was it Lunar Classic? Do you guys check FTT this morning? I checked it this morning. This thing pumps. It pumped super hard. Yeah, I'll check here. This was on yesterday's candle. Yeah, I pumped like 100% in a couple hours. Drink water. Yeah. Thanks. FTT for sure. Yeah, this was crazy. I woke up this morning and checked this. I was like, what? I don't know what was happening here. Yeah, Lunar Classic as well. But this is what happens, right? But yeah, let's see. So guys, I mean, you're not really worried about that. That doesn't really affect anything. But basically looking to sell, guys, near a little bit. We have to break the support. Litecoin, also just waiting for price to come down. If Aave can hold this level here, sitting at around about 158, we should come back up to this level. If we look at, yeah, that's pretty much what we got. And then Floki as well, looking for Floki to come back down here. The FTX money distribution really started today. Yeah, it started today. Yeah, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Yeah. Because this is important. And you know what's important? I'll go over it as well as total 3. Total 3 is crazy. Yeah, check at this. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, this is a good sign, guys. This is a good sign. This is crazy. So what I'm looking at here for Bitcoin dominance is, I mean, it's like last week, it kind of topped out with that doji pattern. It's looking like we most probably just gonna come down from here. So I just think that altcoin season is literally really, really close here, because essentially here we go. Essentially what we got here is, if we look at total 3, so this shows you the market cap of all the altcoins. This is broken out. I was waiting for the breakout last week, right? This week, woke up this morning, we have that daily break, that weekly breakout above these key levels. So yeah, it looks good. It looks good. So basically, what I'm expecting here is a little bit of retracement back down. We are sitting at the point of control right now, so that's something to watch out for. Which means that essentially, if we get rejected from here, this could be the temporary top, but it still looks really, really good, the altcoins. So like I said, guys, we're looking for short-term sells, and then I'm looking for buys probably within today or tomorrow later, right? Because my strategy very short-term. So if I'm looking for a sell, I'll probably just look to take profit at these levels here, right? So it's not like I'm gonna take profit at like 40K. I don't think it's gonna go there. I'm just saying, if we do get a nice reaction, these are gonna be the targets, right? So yeah. But yeah, not much else. Not much else. I think the thing is we have to wait for the 1 hour candle to close. So like, check XRP. XRP is not pump. XRP is not pump hard. So just watch out for XRP, guys. And then Floki, Floki looking at some setups here. I want to see if we can get a reaction. So looking for sells and then buys just now. ARB. Let's have a look at ARB. Let's have a look. Okay. So if we look at the weekly time frame for ARB, I mean, literally closure respecting support over here, which is not a good thing. So that is something to watch out for. Obviously, let me just redraw everything. So if we look at this on the weekly, have a look here. We have support over here. Bang. We've pretty much retested the level. We didn't even close above it, so that's not a good sign. Just be careful of that. So I think longing at this level just doesn't make sense because of how the weekly is closed, right? If the weekly candle closed above that level, then you're fine, but we didn't. So have a look at this low over here. This is going to be your range for ARB for the next couple of days. You want to be looking to sell from the top over here and then look long a little bit higher like this. So this would be something to look at. Whereas I wouldn't really want to long over here, only if we can break above this level here, and then we could look for more upside back up to this high over here. But because we close respecting this level, it just doesn't really make sense. Okay, so that's a weekly time frame. So then on the daily time frame, you can see that it's pretty much also just looked really, really toppy. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, so the 4 hour, I mean, look at this. Yeah, look at that. Everything is creating the same structure. Every single coin is creating the exact same structure, guys. So sells and buys, it's literally it's retracement buys, right? So same thing with ARB, right? we look for sells, and then we look for some buys as well a little bit later on. Okay, but for now, we just kind of chill out. Okay, what time frame is more reliable when you're checking coin enter? It's all about they all have to correlate, right? So basically, if you look at the charts, the weekly time frame, we know. So you first have to understand where you are with price. So for ARB, we know that this is a weekly resistance, right? It's a really strong level. And whenever we close below this level, you can see whenever we tap this level, we get rejected, right? So on the weekly time frame, you know that this is a rejection zone just from looking at the weekly, right? And then you go down to the daily, you can see that we've struggled to close above this level, right? We tried once and then we got rejected, and then this morning we also got rejected. So on the daily time frame and the weekly time frame, it's telling us that there's a possible dumpage happening, right? We go down to the 4-hour time frame, we see, okay, markets was in an uptrend, creating higher highs and higher lows. And then what happened this morning? We started to create our first lower high, right? So this is telling me that we could potentially change direction for the short term. Okay, so if this over here, so what's really important is understanding that are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend, right? And the reason why I'm looking at some sells now would probably be because this high over here is higher than this high, where in order for continuation, these highs this needs to be higher than this one, right? And then you can buy the dip, right? But if I'm gonna buy this dip over here with the high that's actually lower than this high right now, it just doesn't make sense, because it's telling me something that there is a bit of trend reversal, right? There's a bit of trend reversal. So I hope that makes sense, guys. I would only really look for long on the trend line over here if something like this happened, right? Where these highs, like this is higher than this, and you take long over here. But because this is lower than this high over here, it's just not going to make sense to take longs for ARB today, right? So yeah, let's see what happens. What I would look at is you can already see something, like a bit of a breakout trade, something like that. If that, then I'll take the long a little bit later on. But because we're starting to make these lower highs here, it's telling me that there's a potential of a reversal trend, reversal trade. Okay, so you can see right now it's starting to form a bit of a wedge right now, bit of a triangle. So yeah, rather just play what you have on the lower time frames to the higher time frames. So just acknowledge where these candles are closing, right? Because I wouldn't even look at shorting if we didn't know that this was a strong resistance zone on the weekly and the daily, and then also on the lower time frame, like the 4-hour, we're starting to create these lower highs. So once we break this trend over here, there's a possibility of us just dripping, right? But if we start breaking above this line over here, then we can look for continuation. Okay. You can look at the RSI as well. I don't really look at the RSI much, but if we look at the RSI, let's have a look at the RSI. I mean, it's kind of topped out, I guess, as well. Last time we were in these levels, around about here. Fuck. Where? Oh my god! Look how topped. We were so topped out, yeah. I don't know where my charges went. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I mean, I don't really look at the RSI, but when we're in these levels, we do kind of top out. Okay, so yeah, just make sure you're looking at the higher time frame first. Acknowledge what you have in the high time frame, like the weekly and the daily. Make sure they correlate. Make sure that each time frame kind of reacts off one another, right? Your weekly and your daily resistance and support need to be pretty much exactly the same. Can you explain why you need the 1 hour to close for Bitcoin and the 15-minute is not enough? Some more insights, please, how you can evaluate that. Yeah, I mean, that's a good question, right? Well, it's basically based on your analysis, right? So essentially, let me go to Bitcoin. Let's jump to Bitcoin quickly. It's about understanding where you are on the chart, right? So if we look at Bitcoin, you know, we are currently in an uptrend right now, right? So you can see we're currently in a massive uptrend for Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame, right? So if we look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame right now, we can see that as long as we stay above this wide line over here, we fine, right? Price is most probably just going to continue to upside, but because we are still holding this level right now, there's a we're starting to break through this level right now. There's a possibility for us to actually come down and test lower levels, right? So that's on the 4-hour, right? But if you go down to the 1 hour, you can see that, okay, it just refines it a little bit, right? It shows you where these levels are actually sitting at. So we know that, you know, if we start breaking this, coming back into this level here, where's our next key level? And our next key level is going to be sitting over here, because whenever we tap into these levels over here where we're currently sitting, we normally retrace back down to like these lows over here, right? So in order for you to take a trade on the 15 or the 30 minutes, you kind of have to have like this, right? So if I go down to 15 minutes and I know that Bitcoin's at a resistance zone and we're looking a little bit like top out, then I'll probably look for a trade like this where I'd on the 15 I'd wait for price to break this trend over here. But with this trend line over here, we can't take it on the 15-minute because we drew it on the 4-hour time frame, right? So we drew this trend line on the 4-hour time frame, whereas I need to wait for the 4-hour candle to actually close in order to take this trade. So I can only wait 3 hours for Bitcoin right now, because this wouldn't make sense. If I just take it on the 15-minute time frame, there's going to be a lot of different, it's not going to be accurate, right? But if I look at Bitcoin on the 15 without even knowing about this trend line over here, like this morning, for example. So if I just do this, right? If I just take this away, okay. So if I just do this, and I don't know what's happening with Bitcoin, right? I don't know what's happening with Bitcoin, but what I do know is I'll quickly show you what I'm looking at. So this is Bitcoin this morning, right? Throughout this weekend. So what I'd be looking at if I was trading this weekend, I'd be like, okay, we have highs over here, right? We have highs over here on the lower time frames. We have this level right over here as well. It's quite a strong level. Whenever we close respecting this zone, we tend to dump quite a bit. So these are going to be your two levels for the weekend, right? That I'll probably look at for setups, right? Anything below here, we look for sells. Anything above here, we can look for buys, right? Then we also have something like this where there's a bit of trend over here. So let's see what happens if we play this. We can start to see what happens here. Okay, so you can see we're still respecting this level over here. We're still respecting this level for Bitcoin. Still respecting it. Bang, we try to break through that zone. Check how many times we're trying to break through this level right here. Couldn't break it. Still can't break it, guys. Still can't break it. Still can't break that level. And we can just extend that, something like this, right? There, we attempt to break it, attempt to break it again, but we're still holding this level here, which is important, right? Still holding this level here. And then that is there, right over there. That is a signal to go short, because essentially this was that fake out, right? This was that fake out of that trend line. And then also if you drew a trend from here to here, and because we are still trading below this red line over here, we broke this trend. That is your signal that you could go short for Bitcoin within yesterday, right? Back down to these lows. So if you kind of mess around with the replay tool, it kind of helps. It kind of helps you understand where you can look at what you can look at for setup. So obviously you have to look at the higher time frame. You have to look at what's happening there. But you can see it looked like it wanted to top out. So you go down to the lower time frames just to see where these levels actually are in relation to what we're looking at. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. I think I would have to re-explain that in due time, but you'll see it you'll start to see it a lot more. Okay, so for Bitcoin, you can see, that's exactly why. This resistance is a strong level for Bitcoin on the lower time frame, on the higher time frame. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, But I think there's nothing really happening, so yeah, it's a bit annoying. Nothing really happening. So not really interested in much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna chill out. I'm just gonna chill out and wait for something to occur. But I think we're gonna end the stream here, guys. I might go live a little bit later because just didn't really get anything without the stream. But yeah, we pretty much gone through all the levels we want to go for today. If you guys are new to the channel, we do go live every day. We try to take trades every day, but today, you know, just nothing really. It's a bit slow. But yeah, we are looking for some sells and then we are looking for some buys a bit later on. If you guys are new, just like the channel or some retweets. All of my links are in the description as well. But yeah, I do need to go eat some lunch. But what I can do is I can just leave it on, I guess. I'll leave my setup for Bitcoin on, I guess, and then you guys can just come in and out. Because I need to go eat lunch. So looking at a sell here for Bitcoin. Okay. But we'll see. I'll chat to you guys a little bit later. Okay.
guys.